Hey y'all, calling back this week with another action-packed episode of looking at all of my stuff. And I hope you've enjoyed looking at my stuff every week because I surely enjoy showing you my stuff. Anyway, we'll go right to the records. And first off, we got another Nancy Sinatra record, Moving with Nancy. Now, this is another Nancy Sinatra record. I'm pretty sure I already have it, but I had to grab it just in case. So this might go on that pile of stuff I need to send out. I forgot who it was. Somebody said that they wanted me to send them on the last video I had a different Nancy Sinatra. And I will check my PMs after this to see if you sent me your address. And if you haven't, PM me your address, or if you're on my Facebook, you can send me a message there to get that record out to you, or records. And next we have The Outsiders. And it's just called In, The Outsiders In. And it has kind of a drag, give me some lovin', bend me, shape me, amongst others. And you all have seen this all over the place on various record videos, but this is the Who's Quadrophenia. It's a gatefold. I also already have this record. But the one that I have doesn't have this little booklet in it right here. Hey, Morty! It doesn't have this little booklet here that's in this one. And this has all kinds of photographs. There's some trash. Pictures of old cars and things right there. I haven't looked at this now. And I do believe some of the characters in this photo are the Who. I think I might recognize a couple of them in there. Here's some more old photos of they were teenagers then. All these people are really old now. But what was they called? Were they called the mods or something like that? They all rode around on the mopeds and whatnots, the Vespas. If somebody over there is from that region, maybe you can tell me what those people were called. I believe it was called, they called themselves mods or something like that along those lines. Here's one I just bought because I have no idea who it is, but the cover is interesting. Sugar and Spice, The Crying Shames. I'm a suit. Yep, the band is called The Crying Shames, and the album's called Sugar and Spice. And the main song, Sugar and Spice, We Could Be Happy, Hey Joe, We Got to Get Out of This Place, some covers. Sugar and Spice. I got this because of that song. I think I heard it in one of those Vietnamish type movies. I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it was Full Metal Jacket. If that's the same song. Here we have Steve Winwood. I don't have this. I had it at one time, but I think I might have donated it to the Goodwill or something at one time. But I got it again. Just because they don't play some of these songs on the radio anymore, like Higher Love, Back into High Life Again, Steve Winwood. And here we have a record I've seen quite often on other people's record videos, and it's the Bee Gees' Odessa, and it has like this velvet type cover on it. With this one, it's all worn off on one side, And I don't actually know what this one even sounds like, but I wanted to check it out because I like a lot of the early Bee Gees stuff from when they first kind of started out before the disco era. I do like the disco, like from Saturday Night Fever, but it just gets played so much, you get tired of hearing it. But who you can't get tired of staying alive. You know, he's walking down the street in his high heels and little bell bottom thing he's going. And it's like, or whatever. Anyways, and here's one, another one. I have no clue what it is. The Happening. Adventures in the strange new mind manifesting music by Fire and Ice Unlimited, Unlimited, whatever that LTD stands for. It's happening now, spontaneously in New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Miami, and other parts of the nation. Young musicians are assembling to create for themselves and their friends a new kind of sound. And that's all I'll say about it. I think it's probably some sort of synth rock. I'm not really sure. Or might be something completely different. It's going to be a surprise on the next video. I'll show this again and I'll say what it was. What the hell it is. The hell is that shit? I mean, never mind. And here we have another Marty Robbins. I found the other record. Remember, I found the Gunfighter ballads from Marty Robbins. Well, here is more Gunfighter ballads and trail songs. Marty Robbins, and he's all got his 6-shooters on there, and there's a horsey peeking in between the trees there. He's leaning by his wanted poster. Song of the Bandit, Ride Cowboy Ride, Streets of Laredo, Prairie Fire. There used to be a restaurant here called Prairie Fire. It didn't last very long because it was one of those fancy type places where you're going to pay $60 a plate and they bring you a squid with little tentacles sticking out of it to eat for your dinner, and it's like bleh, and all that stuff. She was young and she was pretty. And there is Mr. Robbins on the back. Singing some tunes, and it gives a little, you know, a little bio over here of what the record's supposed to be about. Gunfighter ballads. The phrase alone sums up an extraordinary atmosphere of time and place. This is precisely what Mr. Robbins did in his outstanding collection of gunfighter ballads and trail songs issued some months ago with rare dramatic power. Marty conjured up a vivid picture of the Old West and provided the nation with no less than 2 hit songs from the album, the million-seller El Paso and Big Arm. Because sometimes we got to throw some arms in the fire, y'all! Arms in the fire! All 50 of you that watch this here darn dirty bastard video. Anyways, for the second part of this, I'm just going to show you a typewriter or two. You might be asking, why would I want to show you, or why do you want to see a typewriter? I don't really give a darn. You're going to look at it, or you can turn it off, whatever you're going to do. This has become my everyday typewriter. This is the one I use every day. It's become my favorite out of all of my typewriters because of its ease of use. And I have very bad eyes, so these keys are bright white with black letters, and I can see those really good. And I'm not a good typer, I can tell you, but I enjoy using it. You know, I'm one of those 2-fingered guys going like really fast, like that. But anyway, this is a Smith Corona Galaxy 12, and it has become my everyday favorite typewriter. It's easy to get to the ribbons. This just slides back, and there's your ribbons there in case you need to change it or clean the slugs and that type of thing. The slugs are the ends things that hit the paper that make the letters on your page. But But the reason I wanted to talk a little bit about these is because you know, if you're a writer, or these are even great for students to do a first draft on, perhaps, because you're not distracted by the internet. This doesn't have a screen on it, and you're constantly getting emails, worrying about Facebook, the other kind of webby things that people do, Twitter. You're Mr. Trump Twitter and array every day, making everybody crazy because you're a crazy ass mofo yourself with your that type of stuff. But if you're going to get just one typewriter, this is another one of those I would recommend because it's the 1970s-ish, and by that time they kind of perfected everything in typewriters, and this is a really good one. That's my everyday typer. I do write letters almost every day. Connie knows. And I'm in this typewriter group on Facebook, and I just started a little pen pal system. Or not, I didn't start it. I just started, I wrote that I could use a few pen pals, so some people answered back, and there's 3 or 4 of us going to start typing letters back and forth to each other, and that should be quite fun, and I'll let you in on that whenever I get a letter or something like that. And this is the same typewriter, but they did come in several lovely colors. See, this one's kind of tannish, yellowish brown, two-tone with the white keys. Smith Corona, get yourself a typewriter, people. Get yourself off the internet, if nothing else. The only problem I have with these, you see this little white handle here? This is, you squeeze it, and you can move this carriage back and forth to where you might want to go correct a mistake or something like that. The plastic they made these from over time, this is like 40 some years old, gets brittle, and these will break off, and that's exactly what happened to a different one I was going to give to somebody for Christmas, and here it is. Part of the little white handle snapped off, so I had to keep that because I'm going to have to try to find some extra parts or something to repair it. And that also happened to this one. I don't know if you can see it. You see that crack? It busted off, and I super glued that sucker right back on there. And I'm not going to use that side. This will just be for the looks, I guess. And this side still has one that's okay. But that's the only problem there is with these types of typewriter with a couple of plastic parts. Most of them are all metal, though, so that's probably the only issue with that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video, and I'll be back again hopefully next week. I still have lots of stuff to show you. I'm just trying not to bore you with it all at once. And that's it. Colin, over and out, and weirdos unite.